Are you 40 or over and starting to feel obsolete in your current career? Did your stomach drop last episode when I told you that 70% of bosses would rather hire someone with AI skills than a more experienced worker without them? If you're over 40 and feeling that creeping fear of becoming obsolete in this AI-powered world, you're not alone, but you're also not out of the game. So welcome back to Human Coefficient, where we're keeping it honest about what's really happening in AI, especially for us over 40 and beyond. That knot in your gut, that's FOBO, the fear of becoming obsolete. And today we're going to tackle that straight on with practical strategies that leverage your experience, not replace it. Spoiler alert, this isn't about starting over. It's about adding new tools to the wisdom you've already earned. So picture this. Coursera is reporting an 866% spike in AI course signups, with executives actually leading the charge in that. Meanwhile, a new AI called Manus is juggling 26 different social media accounts all at the same time without breaking a sweat, like it's nothing. But here's the real kicker. You don't need to be a coding wizard to use these tools, as I've said many times in the past. These systems are designed to respond to plain English, not some kind of coding like JSON or Python or... I'm not going to say that. So you talk to them like you talk to a colleague in plain English, or maybe you would talk to them better than you talk to a colleague. I know some colleagues you'd like to hit over the head with a lead pipe. But talk to them like, a colleague, and then they've got your back. They're easy to use. So today we're going to dive into what these AI advances mean specifically for experienced professionals like us, and how you can position yourself to thrive and not just survive in this AI revolution. So AI's human side. ChatGPT is showing something kind of funny. Researchers bombarded it with disaster stories. And it actually got moody after hearing all these disaster stories. Kind of started out churning out responses that were depressed, bleak, angsty. They gave it digital breathing exercises, though, and it got better, calmed right down. So this shows that AI isn't some cold, calculating overlord. It's got quirks and limitations just like us, but with a little more processing power. But that human-like quality that you have, that I have, that's where we still have the edge in all of this. So getting on to Manus now. Manus was released by a Chinese company, and it claims it's the world's first fully autonomous agent. And you say, but wait a minute. Didn't we just hear about a couple episodes about OpenAI having this thing called Operator that's already an autonomous agent? Yes, we did, but technically it's not ready yet. And I say technically because, for all we know, Sam Altman, the leader of OpenAI, has got a robot tucking him into bed already at night. So let's just say Operator isn't ready for prime time yet, according to OpenAI. All right, here's why I say about the Chinese company behind Manus and the claims and the meat of the debate, so to speak. So Manus has the tech community split. All right, so some experts say it's just Claude with a bunch of tools. Remember Claude? It's by Anthropic. It's another ChatGPT, like ChatGPT, like Gemini or Grok, and yes, that technically could be true. It could be Claude's intelligence under the hood. What Manus does is build on that foundation with web browsing capabilities, coding skills, and the ability to take actions independently. You can think of Claude as a brilliant friend who gives killer advice, and think of Manus as the same friend with a fully equipped workshop, ready to build something tangible for you. So is it just a clever mashup of existing technologies? Some think so, and they're not entirely wrong. It's not built from scratch, but others see it as a genuine game changer, similar to how, like the iPhone, It wasn't the first smartphone, but it still revolutionized how everything worked together. Manus might be doing exactly that for AI agents, seamlessly blending intelligence with real world action. Because, doesn't it make sense to have tools that that already exist instead of reinventing the wheel every time you try to create something new? I mean, why do we have to start from scratch every time? That doesn't make sense, and it doesn't seem very efficient either. But I guess whether, groundbreaking or incremental, it's clearly showing us where AI is headed. Less about raw intelligence, more about actually getting stuff done. And for us over 40, that's pretty exciting, really. It's exciting for everybody. It's not just leaving us behind. It's handing us powerful new tools that speak our language. And speaking of powerful new tools, let me show you something really cool that I've been using quite a bit. It's called Ideogram. And it's a perfect example of an AI tool that anyone can use regardless of your technical background. Remember when I told you, this was back in like maybe the first episode when we started our new format about creating Christmas labels. This is the program, Ideogram, that created those labels for me. So let's take a dive in here and see how this works. Okay, now here is Ideogram. Except here, ideogram.ai. And I've already typed in a creative Christmas theme image with the text to Becky from Rod. And then it filled in the rest of this. Santa Claus sitting on a snowy rooftop. And it generated these. Let's see here. Not too bad. That's a little weird. That's kind of cool. And you can have it remix it. And this is what I'm talking about. So let's just start over. So let's just say we want Christmas to and from labels that say to winter. My new little granddaughter, to winter. Hope that doesn't confuse it. From Pawpaw. Okay, to winter from Pawpaw. Now, if I put this over here to off, that's all it's going to do. If I put magic prompt to on, it's going to create all this other stuff. So let's just see what it generates with that off. I believe they have a free tier too, so you can do this without having to pay anything. I pay a little bit of money for it because I use it on my thumbnails. Yeah, let's see. I don't think these got it. So what's this say? No. Well, I guess it did. No, it didn't. To winter from Pawpaw, to winter. Not very good. Okay, let's see what these are. To winter from Pawpaw. That one came out okay. It might be having a hard time with winter because winter is a unique name. Let's see. Okay, to winter, and winter's a season, obviously. That one's not too bad. But let's remix, and let's turn on the magic prompt now and see what it does. To winter from Pawpaw. To winter from Pawpaw. That's cute. And see, it would print out this entire area here, and then that's where that would be. And that came out weird. Well, I had no trouble with this when I wasn't trying to show people. When I did it this Christmas. It's having a hard time tonight. Sometimes that's the case. That's not a bad one. And, if you want it to look more, have a colorful picture in there, you can. Let's see. Well, there's some. See, it says from Rod to winter. Although I should have said from Pawpaw. That's who I am. I like that name better. And by the way, if you have kids and you don't have grandkids yet, man, you are in for a treat. It's true what they say. The other day, our grandson was here. And what do you want for lunch? Chips and suckers. Cool. Chips and suckers. And that's what he got, chips and suckers. Why? Because he's my grandson. And you want a bowl of M&Ms with a spoon? I'm on it, man. Let's go. But anyway, that's just a fun, and see how easy it is? I mean, you just type what you want up here. It can even do a magic prompt for you if you don't, and then you can tell it what you didn't like. Pretty easy to do. That's just one of the many tools that I should start showing you so that you can see that AI isn't just doom and gloom. In fact, it's not doom and gloom. It's going to make our lives a lot easier. Trust me. Trust me. Trust old Uncle Rod. I'd never steer you wrong. All right. Before we wrap up, I wanted to share a quick update about the channel. I'm moving all of the free courses that I've been developing off of the YouTube home and onto my webpage that I'm created. It'll make them easier to access and easier to follow in a more structured way. I don't have the site done yet, but I'm working on it, so keep an eye out for that. I'll let you know as soon as it's ready. You'll be able to access that and all the content completely free, just like we said before. Just the website will give us more flexibility for organizing the material, and it will be a better learning experience for all of us. And I appreciate those of you who are taking the course. I see that there are some numbers of people taking it, and I hope it's helpful for you. I know there's some repetition in it, but it gets better. It's like any of the courses you took in school. Starts out slow, maybe a little boring, but hopefully they get better. So what's your take on tools like Manus, changing how you view AI's potential in your career? And drop your thoughts in the comments below if you wouldn't mind. I genuinely want to hear what you think. Remember that FOBO feeling. It's not the end of the world. It's just a friendly tap on the shoulder saying it's time to get back in the saddle. It's time to learn a little bit more, grow a little bit more. And, you've crushed technology changes before, cars with computers, smartphones. The first time you got your smartphone, you had no idea what it was. I mean, you knew what it was, but you didn't know how to use it. I didn't know how to use it. You started out maybe in your job without computers. Then you went to those big, hefty, white monitored, or were they beige? Seems like maybe they started out beige, but everybody was smoking in the offices back then, and they turned that ugly beige, or they started off white. Did I say that wrong? I don't know. Anyway, but by the time it was all over, it seems like they were that yellowy, beigey color from the cigarette smoke, I think. Anyway, you'll handle this change. You just try something simple. Go back and play with Ideogram. You can make some fun things in there. So if you haven't before, please subscribe to Human Coefficient, and please hit that thumbs up button for this episode. Because you're not just in the game. See, you're running it. We're running it. We're not going to let anybody run over us. We've put our time in. We've paid our dues. We stood at the back of the line. Now it's our turn. We're not at the back of the line anymore. And I, for one, I'm not going to stand for it. I mean, again, I paid my dues, and it's our time. It's our time to sail into the future, coast into taking care of our families and making sure they all get their educations or whatever they want to do. But then it's our time. It's time for us to retire and live a nice, happy, comfortable life. And you can still use those tools. You can use a tool to come up with a business of your own. And, or not. Maybe teach you how to play better pickleball or golf or whatever your thing is. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. I'm Rod Miller. This is Human Coefficient, where we're making sure that you become indispensable. We'll see you next time.